We had picked up all the fencing tools and staples off the road. An extra roll of barbed wire was the last thing left to load. I drew a sleeve across my face to wipe away the dirt. The young man who was helping me was tucking in his shirt. I turned around and said to him, "This fence is finally done, with 5 new strands of barbed wire shining proudly in the sun. The wire is running straight and tight, with every post in line. The kind of job you're proud of, one that stands the test of time." The kid was not impressed at all. He stared off into space. Reminded me of years ago, another time and place. I called myself a cowboy. I was full of buck and ball. I didn't think my hands would fit post augers in a maul. They sent me out with Shorty and the ranch fence building crew. Well, I was quite insulted, and before the day was through, I let him know that I'm a cowboy. This ain't what I do. I ain't no dadgum nester. I hired out to buckaroo. He said, "We'll talk about that, son, when we get in tonight. Right now, you pick them augers up. It's either that or fight." Boy, I was digging post holes faster than a Georgia mole. If a rock got in my way, I simply moved the hole. So when the cowboy set the post, the line went in and out. Old Shorty's face got fiery red, and I can hear him shout. Nobody but a fool would build a fence that isn't straight. I got no use for someone who ain't pulling his own weight. I thought for sure he'd hit me. Glad he didn't have a gun. I looked around to find a place where I could duck and run. But Shorty walked up to me just as calm as he could be. Said, "Son, I need to talk to you. Let's find ourselves a tree." He rolled a Bull Durham cigarette as we sat on the ground. He took himself a puff or two, then slowly looked around. "Son, I ain't much for schooling. Didn't get too far with that. But there's a lot of learning hidden underneath this hat. I got it all the hard way, every bump and bruise and fall. Now some of it was easy, but then most weren't fun at all. But one thing I've always got from every job I've done is do the best I can each day and try to make it fun. I know that busting through them rocks ain't what you like to do. By getting mad, you've made it tough on me and all the crew. Now you hired on to a cowboy and you think you've got the stuff. You told him you're a good hand, and the boss has called your bluff. So how's that going to make you look when he comes riding through and he asks me who dug these holes, and I tell him it was you? Now we could let it go like this and take an easy route, but doing things the easy way ain't what it's all about. The boss expects a job well done from every man he's hired. He'll let you slide by once or twice, then one day you'll get fired. If you're not proud of what you do, you won't amount to much. You'll bounce around from job to job just slightly out of touch. Come morning, let's redig these holes and get that fence in line, and you and I will save 2 jobs, those being yours and mine. And someday you'll come riding through and look across this land and see a fence that's laid out straight, and you'll know you had a hand in something that's withstood the years. Then proud and free from guilt, you'll smile and say, "Boys, that's the fence that me and Shorty built."